friends, E.C. Maltby here, Senior Pastor of the True Holiness Saints Center in the beautiful city of Conway, Arkansas. And you know what time it is. It is Wednesday Word time. So what is our Wednesday Word for tonight, Pastor Maltby? Our Wednesday Word is anger. What is anger? Anger is simply defined as a strong feeling of displeasure or hostility. Anger. Anger is a state of being mad. It's the state of being annoyed. It's the state of being extremely upset. Here's what I know for sure about anger. Anger is a normal part of life. Just because a person gets angry doesn't mean a person has done something sinful. Maybe I ought to say that again. Just because a person is angry doesn't mean that a person has committed a sin. In fact, the Apostle Paul says it best in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 26. The Apostle Paul says these words, "In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you're still angry." Healthy anger is not sinful, but inappropriate anger is certainly sinful. So let's cut to the chase tonight. Social media quote. What is the social media quote, Pastor Maltby? It is simply a thesis of tonight's message that we encourage you to put on all your social media platforms. Social media quote for tonight. When you lose your temper, you lose. Yeah, that's good teaching. When you lose your temper, you lose. Point blank, period. What do you mean, Pastor Maltby? When you lose your temper, you lose. Well, when you lose your temper, you can lose your reputation. When you lose your temper, you can lose relationships. When you lose your temper, you can lose the respect of your peers and other people. When you lose your temper, always remember, you lose. Point blank, period. So the question tonight simply becomes this: how do we appropriately deal with the anger that's a normal part of our life? How do we appropriately deal with our anger? 3 quick things and I'm going to let you go. Number 1, when dealing with anger, whatever you do, don't repress it. Don't repress it. Please understand, church, it is so dangerous and unhealthy to always try to hide or hold your anger in. Whatever you do, don't make it a habit of repressing your anger. Here's what I know for sure, church. Bottled up anger over time always finds a way to seep out. Maybe I ought to say that again. Bottled up anger over time always finds a way to seep out. It seeps out in your attitude. It seeps out in your actions. You may not directly blow up and go off on somebody, but you indirectly find a way to get your point across. Why? Because repressing or bottling up your anger is unhealthy. Not only is it unhealthy for you mentally, but it's also unhealthy for you physically. Oftentimes, people who repress their anger end up having high blood pressure, ulcers, and other physical ailments. Whatever you do when it comes to your anger, when it comes to the displeasure and hostilities that you feel, don't repress it. But then secondly tonight, when it comes to your anger, don't express it. And when I talk about not expressing your anger, what I'm really saying is don't express it inappropriately. You cannot go around just flying off the handle. You cannot go around just blowing up on people. You can't go around just just going off on people because they hurt your feelings or because they didn't meet your expectations. You've got to know how to treat people appropriately. No matter how angry you get, no matter how displeased you are, you've got to treat people the way you want to be treated. Do not express your anger in an inappropriate way. And let me also say this about expressing your anger. Stop using your anger as a toxic way to either manipulate or motivate people to do what you want them to do. You never want it to be said that they're doing what they're doing simply because they don't want you to be mad. Don't use your anger to manipulate people. Don't even use it to motivate people. That's unhealthy. When it comes to your anger, don't repress it, bottle it up, try to hide it. Don't express it in an inappropriate way, flying off the handle. So what do we do then, Pastor Maltby, when it comes to our anger? Here it is. Confess it. Don't repress it. Don't express it. Do confess it. By confessing your anger, what I'm really saying is admit to yourself and admit to your God that yes, I'm angry, that yes, I'm displeased, that yes, that got under my skin. Always remember, you can never defeat what you refuse to confront. If you want to get over your anger, if you want to make sure your anger is done appropriately, you've got to confess it. You've got to admit, at times I have issues with my anger. So admitting your anger, confessing your anger, really means talking to God about it. Before you talk to the other person, talk to God. Talk to God through prayer, and then let God advise you through his word. Yeah, talk to God through prayer. Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about the things that make you upset, but then allow God to talk back to you through reading his word. Take your smartphone and just Google the word anger, or Google problems with anger from the Bible, and let God speak to you. Because what will happen is this: if you sincerely talk to God about your anger, he'll talk to you about your responsibilities. He'll let you know what part of your actions or your attitude were wrong. He'll let you know what part of the problem you played, even if it was a minute part. He'll let you know your part. And once you talk to God and then allow God to talk back to you through his word, through his Holy Spirit, through mentors and pastors, then you can talk to the other person. You can tell them about how you felt. You can tell them about the issue. You've got to learn to confess it. Listen, my friends, our Wednesday word is anger. And the truth of the matter is, anger is a normal part of life. Just because you've gotten angry doesn't mean you've been sinful. But if you don't want to sin, if you don't want your anger to be inappropriate, don't repress it. Don't express it. Learn, dear hearts, to confess it. Until we speak again, be blessed.